stop selling everything. Stay tuned. Welcome to episode 3 of the startup series. So, what do I mean by stop selling everything? As a startup business, we go out and we want to get customers and we need to get cash and we're looking to grow. The more customers we have, the more cash we have, the more successful our business is, right? Well, that's not exactly right. It's great to have cash flow, but it's also a hindrance to your startup. If you're doing a whole bunch of work, getting paid for it, building your client base, but it's not the right work for your business. So we were in exactly the same boat when we started our brand agency. We started doing quite a few brands for a lot of different people, but then we started getting these little design jobs in. So whether it was brochures, flyers, that kind of stuff. And at the time, it was money coming into the business. It was covering our staff, it was covering our overheads, it was helping us grow, or so we thought it was helping us grow. But it actually became a massive hindrance to the business. These small jobs were taking up heaps of our time, we were doing heaps of admin, the cost wasn't that big, which meant that the profitability was really low, and it got us really busy, but busy in a bad way. Like a dog trying to catch its tail. We were just going round and round in circles, and because we were busy, I didn't have the ability to take that step out and have a look at the business. And we'd done it for a while, and it wasn't until we realized what we'd done, we took a step back, we refined our process, we honed back in on our focus, and then we were able to look at exactly and only what we wanted to sell to the market. So this did come at a cost. We did lose clients, but the work that we were doing was not profitable for the business. They looked great on our books, but the profitability was shocking, and our business was never going to grow if we didn't make the hard decisions. But we did make the hard decisions, and we were very clear to all of our audience and all of our customers about what we were and what we were going to do moving forward. And even though we lost clients, we gained clients, because once people knew who we were and what we specialized in, they came to us only for that. Okay, so we've got 5 steps for you to be able to build focus within your business, but also avoid any bad habits like trying to sell everything in your industry to everyone, because trust, it's not the best step forward. So step 1 is all about identifying what you are great at. Now, we're not talking about okay at, we're not talking about good at, we're talking about great at. What could you compete at? What could you compete and win a trophy? That is how good we want to be right now. To be able to identify that is a key fundamental to building this focus for your business. So if you've got that in your head right now, the one thing that you are great at, then have a little sit down and have a little think about how you can turn this into a product or a service actually. And the reason for this is because if you can build a product off your greatness, you're going to be able to sell a lot of whatever you're doing. Also, while you're doing this and you're listing all the things that you're great at, maybe take a minute to list the things that you're not so great at, because they can become partners rather than competitors, and that will help you drive focus on the product or service that you're building based on your great skill set. Step 2, and this is a big one, turn down the wrong work. And what do we mean by that? So when we turn down the wrong work, what identifies as wrong work for you? I'm not talking about if you're a plumber and you go and fit a light bulb, not that kind of wrong work. Just the work that doesn't fit into your focus. It's the work that has low profitability. It's work that brings bad energy into your business. Too much admin. If you've got jobs and it's just way too much admin and it's cutting into the profits, you need to get rid of them, or you at least need to find a partner that loves that kind of stuff and that's their bread and butter, and give it to them. Okay, so here's a little bit of an example for you. There's a heat pump company, just made up heat pump company. But this heat pump company is all about heat pumps. It's the quickest, it's the cheapest, they're the cleanest. They have a product and a service that they offer that nobody else can beat. And when they go to market, everybody knows their name. Everyone who wants a heat pump wants to work with this business. Now, if an electrical company, no offense to any of the Sparkies out there, but if an electrical company wanted to do heat pumps on the side, but their main focus was the big commercial jobs, those big warehouses that need all the cable trays and all the three-phase, I think that's what it's called, all the three-phase systems and stuff in place, the real big grunty jobs, how would they be able to focus on that if half of their team were in and out of that big job going to fit heat pumps? They wouldn't. They could easily hire the heat pump people that do specialise, who will go out, fit the heat pump, come back, job done. They're still working on the big jobs and they can clip a ticket if they want. But you can see how having another little focus or chasing a little bit of money can take your eye off what your business really wants to be doing. Step 3 is all about researching your market. Start off with your competitors, see what they're doing, see what their focus is, see if there's anything that they're not doing as well as what you can do, and this is a way for you to be able to find your focus. And then have a little look at all of the things like Google reviews, or I think for tradies you've got like No Cowboys and stuff like that, and have a little look at what customers are saying. Find out what their pain points are. Find out where businesses might be doing a little bit under par. Take advantage of that information, because whatever your product is or service, that great element that you're given, this information just reinforces added little bits that you need to add into your process so your customers can have the best experience and you're covering all of their pain points. It's a win-win. Also, it's super important to have affiliation. So I've mentioned this in step 1 and step 2, but affiliation means that you can partner up with businesses that are great in their specialist field, and you can provide so much more value and a high level of service to your customers. I mean, why wouldn't you? For example, NIM is a brand strategy and design agency. We do not do SEO, AdWords, digital marketing, social media. We just don't do it. But we have affiliate businesses that we work with that smash it out the park. It makes us look great to our clients, and it makes them look great, and it helps them build their businesses as well. So it's a win-win. So when you're researching the market and you're looking for that point of difference, you're looking for somewhere to build your focus, there's a book that you should 100% read. It's called Zag, and it's by Marty Neumeier, and honestly, it is fantastic. It is all about finding the difference in your business, so when you go to market, you can be the best that you can be. It's fantastic. Have a little read of it. I've popped the link down below. I think it's in Amazon, or well, it's somewhere like that. Step 4 is about building a process that you can teach. So once you've found your greatness, once you've developed your product or your service, then it's all about being able to teach your team how to do it. And that in itself is huge. By having the process in place, you're able to hire the right people for each step of the process, which means that the process is flawless and has heaps of value in it. So you've built yourself a strong team. It's easier to market and explain to potential customers. If you've got a very easy to understand process and you can sit down with your customers and say, this is what we do, boom, 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 boom. Are you interested? It is a simple yes or no, but it's so clear for them. 9 times out of 10, they're gonna say yes. So once you have this product or service, you've identified your greatness, what next? What are you meant to do with it? How do you know it's gonna work? You don't know it's gonna work. So you have to test it. and that is step 5. Being able to test your product or service to your market. And this can be done by flicking out an email to an isolated group of people just to get feedback on it, or you can hold a focus group. So obviously at the minute we're in a little bit of a lockdown, so it's not easy to get a whole bunch of people in the room, but you can do it via Zoom. And you can get a whole focus group together, you can run your ideas past them, you can see what they're thinking, take their feedback on board, because they will be your audience. They're the people buying the product or the service, so their feedback is super important. And if it's agreed on by more than one of the people in your group, then you're probably wise to take it on board. Once you have that feedback, make the necessary adjustments, make sure your product or service is nicely polished, and then you can go to market with it. And you're gonna know deep down that it works perfectly for your clients. So when it goes to market, you can go there with confidence. Confidence! In closing, it is super, super important to be able to keep your focus as a startup, because as startups, as entrepreneurs, as business owners, we are attracted to new, shiny opportunities. It's a fact. A couple of things to be aware of. You are going to lose clients when you specialize. When we specialized, as I mentioned earlier on, we lost maybe 3 clients. I think we lost the equivalent of about 9 grand a month when we decided to specialize. But when we did decide to specialize, and those clients that we did lose, we recouped by clients that were perfect for our business model. And that was great. We took a hit for a couple of months, but I mean, it was a brave move. People did call the crazy card out, but we done it and we fixed it, and the business is moving better than it ever was. And we are very specific on what we do now. So keeping to your guns, making sure you don't lose your focus is super important. The final thing I want to leave you with: clients will test your resilience. They will, 100%. And you need to stay strong. You need to stay strong to your mission. You need to stay strong to your processes, and you need to make sure that they know what you do. A good way to do that, as I've already mentioned, strong affiliations. If they come to you and they're like, oh, remember when you did this brochure design for us? It's like, yeah, unfortunately we don't do that anymore, but we have partnered up with a design agency that specializes in print design and publications. We can put you in touch with them. So much simpler than saying no. Okay, so I hope this has given you a little bit of food for thought. I hope there's some key bits in those 5 stages that you can take away, sit down, and maybe even apply them into your new startup business. So if you've liked this, and you know what I'm gonna say next, right? You hit the subscribe, hit the notifications. If you've got any comments specific to your business, pop them down below. We'll do our best to answer every single one of them. And again, hope this was super valuable for you. Good luck with starting your startup. Till next time, peace!